Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning! I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky. I know you are living lucky as well.
Yes, sir.
Happy Monday. You are stronger than you think you are.
Always.
You know, that when you're in it though, that can be hard to hear, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm stronger than I think I am.
I got goosebumps.
You get goosebumps every day.
That's because I'm following the goosebumps. I decided a while ago to follow the goosebumps and do what brings me the goosebumps because that has been very engaging to me.
What brings you the goosebumps?
Well, what we do every day.
Okay, that means you bring Jason the Goosies.
And sometimes
You bring JC the Goosens. That's what I almost said.
Yeah. And today we're talking about our friend Maggie.
Yes.
Who is doing 7 marathons in 7 days.
Yes.
In 7 states.
777. That sounds absurd, doesn't it?
It sounds lucky to me. 777.
Lucky 7.
Yeah. And 7 years ago, she struggled doing a 5K.
You may know Maggie because we've talked about her before. Not that we talk about people, even that we do.
What we do. She's a great example. She actually she's a Orlando Magic dancer. So she dances with the NBA.
Not Maggie.
Yeah, both of them.
They both
Yeah.
dance for the... Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought Gracie did.
The Pekow sisters.
Okay, well, just so you know, over the pandemic, if you followed me on TikTok, you might recognize them because they were the ones that would come over and we would do TikTok dances together. I was the wheelchair dancing girl on TikTok, and they would come over and they would teach me dancing lessons. And so we had like this little following going.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was outside your comfort zone.
It really was. It was really outside my comfort zone.
I mean, just even the platform, TikTok, was outside of your comfort zone. And then jumping into these interesting dances and choreographies.
Yeah, and they kind of have like a little hip hopness going on, which was really outside my my more Broadway
repertoire.
Yes. My more baton twirling, and we kind of combined it though. We mishmashed it.
You did, and
it was fun.
It was fun. I even got in on it, and that is totally not my thing.
You also, though, may remember us talking about Maggie because when we'd go walk the dog, Maggie would be out running and jogging.
Yes.
And she would be going around the pond. And the first time we would say, "Hey, Maggie, what's up? Good morning." And then we would see her going around again. And the second time we'd be like, "Hey, we see you again." Like,
It gets weird the multiple times you see someone while
yeah.
they're going around
And then
the pond.
like by the third, fourth lap, I'm like, do we even acknowledge
Just
that we
let
see
her do
again?
her exercises.
Do we just pretend that we don't see her because now it's awkward? Like, do we say hello to her every time she goes around the pond because she's doing like 50 laps around the pond?
Speaking of saying hello, make sure you say hello in our comments. Make sure you hit an emoji or something to let us know you're here.
All right, Sheila's here. Anthony's here. I never thought
Deanne's
Jason
here.
would like my goosey good morning.
I love it.
I think he's thinking of a different goosey.
I know, Tony.
Deanne's here. Oh, hello. Where's Patrick? I don't see Patrick. Did I miss
Julyn,
Patrick? Oh yeah,
Kevin,
Patrick's
Patrick,
here.
David. Good morning.
Julyn. Oh my gosh, the gang is all together.
So a couple other interesting things about Maggie's story right now.
Yes.
So she made a decision. She's an ultramarathoner as well as an NBA
Now she is.
dancer.
Now she is. But 7 years ago, she was not. And when I was dancing with her, over the pandemic, like she was barely doing 5Ks.
Yeah.
She was throwing up doing 5Ks.
Yeah. So 7 years ago, she has her first 5K, and she has a video of her pulling over, like jumping off the track, vomiting, getting back up to finish.
Right.
And that's saying, you know what? I've set this goal.
Yes.
I'm going to get past this little hurdle and I'm going to finish. And it's about
She believed in herself.
and
That's
she-
what happened.
And she also had a community that believed in her with her and didn't say, oh, you know what? You threw up. I don't think you can finish.
No, we said,
said,
you can do it.
Maggie, you trained for this. You have the history of being able to get through little things like this. Are you okay? Can you continue? Yes. Okay, we're behind you 100%.
You know what? Okay, let's just stop right there, because so many times we attempt to do a 5K in life. All right, let's just put it in our own scenarios. What's your 5K? Is it some sort of challenge? Is it some sort of goal? Is it some project that you're working on? And you have to pull over and puke. You have a moment where you think, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And you have to pull over and puke. Now, how do you react in that moment? Do you become a victim in your circumstance? Do you say, oh my gosh, this isn't working out for me. Maybe I wasn't meant to do this. Maybe this isn't my path. Or do you say, how can I get better? How can I become a creator of my own destiny, a creator of my own reality, a creator of my own luck? And how can I make this better? How can I make this happen for me? And that's what she did. She was like, you know what? I'm not going to let people say, oh, you know what? Maybe you're not a runner. Maybe this just isn't your thing. She said, how can I learn from this? How can I grow? How can I show up to be better?
And that's getting the possibilities.
It's all about the questions you
can
ask yourself.
When you bend over to puke in life, when you bend over to take that break, or when you get hit with an obstacle and you have to catch your breath, you either bend over and you pull from a box of excuses.
Yeah, you do.
Or you pull from a box of possibilities. And the possibilities come from those empowering questions. They come from remembering the history and the training that you've put in, and also remembering the why you're doing what you're doing.
You know what? This is totally hitting me right now.
I've got goosebumps again.
Because
all over, down my legs.
Yesterday I had a moment yesterday even. I learned this lesson over and over and over in my life, don't I?
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about one other thing, because I thought that she was doing this with a large group of people.
She's not.
Doing it by herself. That's drive and determination. She's taking the action by herself, but she has a group of supporters and people that are believing in her, and she's believing in herself. So it's not her taking those steps by herself. She's just literally taking this. She's out there running by herself, taking the actions to get to where she wants to go.
But she's formed her own support group.
Yes, that believe in her and aren't saying, you know, that's just 7 marathons, 26.2 miles a day for 7 days straight, and then doing it in 7 different states. That's just too much for you, little girl.
Okay, so I'm just going to be real right here and put it in the comments if you've had a moment where you've had to pull over and puke in life. Marilyn says the outfits are very colorful, beautiful outfits. Well, thank you, Marilyn. You might just get me sidetracked right now. Lisa, hello. Okay, so I'm going to be vulnerable. Yesterday, I had one of those moments where I was feeling a little bit sorry for Jana. And I was feeling, again, this seems to be a little rut that I tend to fall in.
Well, I've spent a lot of time last night thinking about it.
Okay.
And there are moments in the month that you get extreme migraines that are kind of debilitating.
Yeah.
And they have you vomiting for a day or two.
Which happened yesterday.
Pretty, I want to call it impressive vomiting, but it's disturbing kind of.
Right.
And that does take a toll. And then you start vomiting on the things around you.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like I don't feel good physically. And so then when I don't feel good physically, then I start not feeling good emotionally and mentally. However, I need to make a choice that I can control my mental. I can control my thoughts. I can control my thoughts.
And I think one other
And
thing
I can choose how I show up. It goes back to that analogy that Deanne shared with us a few weeks ago, is that when you do spill your cup, what comes out is what we pour in.
Yeah.
Right?
And also just remembering that it feels so crappy and hard right now. This will pass.
Yeah, I think we're talking to ourselves right now, and we're not allowing you in on what's going on. Yesterday I had a moment where I literally was like, poor me. I am burnt out. I'm frustrated. Things aren't working out for me. And I do that sometimes. I do that. And I literally have to stop and say, you know what, Jana, zoom out, because things are working out for you. Things are working out for you. And I don't know why I fall into that pattern. I don't know why I do that, but I do. And the minute that I do that, then I'm putting myself into a lower vibration, and I'm putting myself into a lower frequency, and I'm starting to doubt. And doubt has been my nemesis. It has been my nemesis. And if I can just fight that doubt monster, I am going to soar. I'm going to soar.
Yeah, so it's just about retracting, that zoom out, not retracting your why or your passion, but zooming out, reflecting and saying, okay, what's actually happening here? And then seeing the other side of the hump and saying, okay, I can get there. This hard part's going to pass. And then getting back into motion and allowing yourself that rest moment, because you have to. I mean, some people will run through the puke. It's okay. You can get there, but it takes repetitive resting and relaxing and recuperating and resetting in the middle.
I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but there is something about living in
John Cena land.
the present and living in, it's like you're always being and becoming at the same time.
You need to write that down. Being and becoming.
You're always being in the present, and you're always becoming your best self, all at the same time.
If you choose to become your best self.
And those are two realities that you are creating. So
living one, creating the next.
I'm going to take some lessons from Maggie today as we go cheer her on as she finishes her 7-state marathon.
Yeah, and I just want to hit one more thing.
Please.
Is support people throughout the whole journey. We're going to show up at the finish line because that's when we found out about the journey. So you can support people anywhere along the line, but so often people want to get behind someone once they see that they're going to finish. That's not the case here. We're showing up because we just found out.
Oh, well, we've been Maggie fans all along. We were supporting her when she was going around the
when
pond.
She was knee-high to a grasshopper.
And we were like, go Maggie, go Maggie.
But we are going to show up today after her 7 days of 7 marathons in 7 states, because when I found out she was doing this last night, her dad texted and I said, this is something I want to be there. We both want to be there to support and say, well done, Maggie.
You know, she put dreams on our camper.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back and look to see exactly what her dream was, because I feel like we all are stronger than we think we are. Whew. I hope this was helpful for anyone in the chat. Deanne says, just show up. So great. Thank you, Deanne. Sheila says, so the laughing yoga didn't work.
It did.
Well, you know what? We're going to do it again on Wednesday. So if anyone would like to join us with laughing yoga, please.
We'll do it from the car.
Just put laughing yoga, put your little hand up for laughing yoga, and I will send you the Zoom link, and you can be my guest for a free laughing yoga session on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
From Jay Leno's Laughing Coach.
It is on Zoom, and I'm telling you, it is with Angela Ramos. And she was on the Jay Leno
She's a joy.
show. She is just a joy to be around. She is so fun. Her positivity is contagious.
She's kind. She's like the kind of person you just want to have in your corner.
She's so fun. She is so fun. She has this aura, and I would love for all of you to be my guest. So if you would like to be my guest on Wednesday,
Be my guest.
at
Put your laughter to
7
the
p.m.
test.
Eastern Standard Time on Zoom, put Laughing Yoga in the comments, and I will personally send you the Zoom link.
And share it with a friend. The link to this. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now he just confused everything.
No, I didn't.
Put Laughing Yoga in the comment, and I will send you an invite. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.